Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a little bracelet using my Softflex Design Challenge Kit Lovebug. It's going to be a pink bracelet, pink and gold, and everything in here as far as beads are concerned are from the kit or the strand. The only thing I'm adding is a lobster claw, some oval jump rings, a little ring, and an extender chain that has a little star on the end. Isn't that cute? I'm fairly positive that my jump ring will, my lobster claw will fit in this. Yes, it does, just fine. See? So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. For our beads, there's our lobster claw, which we have already discussed, and our little extender chain. We have a ring, which this is going to hook onto. Bing! And then the lobster claw, of course, will hook onto our the end of our bracelet. We've got a couple of crimp beads. And like I say, those are the only things out of my stash. Everything else here is from either the kit or the strand. So what we're going to do is, this bead's a little weird, but it'll still work fine. We're going to take, this is going to be our focal, and we're going to put these conforming bead caps on either side of it. Going to go down here. Then we're going to take these big, I call them Easter eggs because they sort of do look like the pink ones here. Then we have a couple of daisy spacers. And then we're going to put our big pink one, our bright pink one behind that. Another daisy spacer. And our white bead. Then we're going to use some of the these little guys, and we're going to put crystal spacers on either side. Then the big pink cubes, and these pretty little, what I call disco balls. So it's going to go like this. So let's get our Softflex out, and we will string this up. This is the stuff from the kit, pink tourmaline. I'm going to put a bead stopper right here, and then we're just going to string this up as I have it sitting here. Now, I'm not sure how long this is going to be due to the fact that these are pretty good sized beads. So they'll push in and make it smaller than it would have been if these were small beads. But I don't think I'm going to worry about the length of it because we are going to put that extender chain on. And if it ends up being shorter than the extender chain, I think it's 2 or 3 inches. So that will give it some extra length. Okay, this has a little bead pop, part of the bead popped out, so there we go, all fixed. So there we go, there's our bracelet. Let's get a bead stopper out here. Knocking all my trays around there. And we'll put that on this side, and we'll see on my wrist about where it's going to come. Now see, it would be way too short. I would need at least another, probably 2 or 3 beads. However, because I'm going to put on the ring and the lobster claw, that's going to take up some space, but it would still be too short for me. But that's why we have an extender chain. You could add some more beads if you want. I would have to find some I'm happy with in order to do that, which I could find because I have all kinds of Jesse James beads right above my head here. For instance, we could add, I have some, let's see here. We do not want red. We want it to either be pink or clear or white. So, for instance, I think there's only one of the crystals in here. Yep, there is. But there is 2 pearls. They're 2 different sizes. Odds and ends. Odds and ends. Don't want to use those. So I'm pretty happy with this length. I could, like I say, add some more to it, but it's not a necessity. I do have this strand of little pink beads left over from gingerbread, which I could get that strand out and cut it loose and put one of these on either end, which would add to it. Let's see how much it would add to it. Come on. As you can see, I got lots of beads from gingerbread left, but one of the reasons for that is because I bought an extra bead pack. So now this is pink, so it would go right in with the rest of them. And see, it's small, also small, so that would be helpful. I'm going to cut the wire because I don't need it anymore open, because I know we're going to stop like right here. And we'll put that second little bead on here. And we'll see about where it wraps on my wrist then. See, we're still quite a ways off, but when we put the hardware on, it might be just fine. So let's get the hardware on it and see where we end up at. So we're going to, I'm going to start from this side because I've got more wire over here. And I'm going to crimp this. I like to crimp when I have extra wire because it gives me that little bit of room I need for crimping more easily. So we're going to pull this up to where I'm happy with it, which is about right there. Now your loop will get a little smaller when you crimp it because of it pinching in some. There we go. Let's give it a tug test. Seems great. Now we're going to see if we can roll these beads up onto here. This one goes with no problem, as does this little guy. And all of them worked over there with no problem. So then we're going to crimp this other side. And I did something I forgot. I want to put this little ring on one side. Since it's a closed ring, I'm not going to be able to open it like I would a jump ring. So we want it on right away. Okay. Now that top bead is a little tight, and so if you need to, take hold of it with your pliers at the end of your cord there, and just pull it. And you might need to wiggle this as you go along. Go on down. Bring it in. Do that again, because like I say, this pink bead is sort of tight, but it's not atrociously. But we want to make sure that it is good in where you want it here. So we don't want it to be too loose, which it still is a little bit too loose, not too much. These are big beads, so they aren't going to wrap around like a smaller one would. Let's see how we're at. Looking good here, but I saw a pretty good sized gap where our thread came through here. So we want that a little bit tighter. Now let's push her down. And I think we may be right where we want it to be. Could be a little bit smaller, but not too much. Let's give it just a little bit more tug. To bring it down there some more. And I think we're probably about where we want it. So we'll get in here with our crimping pliers, get our crimp tube right in the divot and squish. And then turn and squish and turn and squish. And you want to squish till it makes that little ball. And also it wants to make sure it doesn't squish anymore. So there we are. We got that on. Now we need to get in here really close and trim this extra wire off here. And there we go. Oh, we have more room in here than I thought. But it does need to wind around, and it will lose that room when it does. So we've got that on. Now we need to put our lobster claw and our little chain on. So in order to do that, we're just going to open up our jump rings, put the one on here and the other over here. So I'm going to grab this jump ring. This is one of my Tinky Tots. I didn't figure we needed a big one. Go through the ring here and onto our extender chain and close it up. Now do the same over here. Open up our tinky tot through the loop you left, and then over our lobster claw, or our lobster claw in through the loop, however you want to look at it. And there she goes. Nice, pretty pink bracelet. So let's put this on the ring and we'll measure it, see how big it actually ended up being. Right at 7. Perfect size. So there we go. There is our bracelet. Very pretty, very pink. And it's got a little star. I'm going to have to put these away, but we can get that in just a second. Actually, I have a little baggie here, so I'm just going to get them in here. Better to do them right away than to get them lost. So, and I'm notorious for dropping beads, so there we go. These can go back into the gingerbread pile. Like I said, I still do have quite a few gingerbread ones, so you never can tell. I may decide to use them more later. But there is our pretty bracelet. Now, I think this ring is really pretty, so that's why I chose to use it rather than a jump ring. So, there she goes. Let's see if I can get it on. Probably not. Jump rings, lobster claws and I don't always get along well, but it would be about a perfect fit. If you want it tight. If you want it loose, you would have to go looser, but there is what it would look like on. So very pretty, very sparkly. I like it. I like it a lot. So again, there's our bracelet. Here we go. There is our bracelet. Isn't that pretty? Got a nice little extender if you've got a bigger wrist. And if you didn't want it, it's an easy fix to take off. Pretty pave for our focal. And all different colors of pink. And a couple of whites, but mostly pink. Isn't that pretty? I really like it. And like I say, it is a 7, right at it. So this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we made this beautiful bracelet using our Softflex Design Challenge Kit Lovebug. And I still have beads left, so hey, I might make something else too. You never can tell. We'll see you later.